Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforLove.com. I recently completed a survey amongst the members of the GPS for Love community. And of all the responses that I received, there were a couple of themes that were present in most of the responses. And one of the themes was about the fear of getting hurt. So if you've ever had your heart broken, you've ever been hurt, you've ever been betrayed, or worse, you've ever been cheated on, and you're afraid of putting yourself out there and that happening again, this video is for you. Now, we want to start off with the understanding is that that fear is very real, very real. So if you like went through a stop sign and you got broadsided and wound up going into the hospital, you'd have a lot of trepidation the next time you came across the stop sign. And that would probably happen for a while because in your world, it's like, you know what, the last time I went through that experience, that happened. And you know what, I'm afraid of that happening again. And that could be, that caution that you can get from that experience would actually be a good thing if used correctly. However, if that fear overwhelms you and it rules you, you're not going to even get in your car again because you're so afraid of experiencing that pain, and that would be detrimental. So what you have to understand is that if you're afraid of getting hurt again and you're focused on that, that's called a disempowering story. You have a story that you're telling yourself, which is real to you, because see, your perception is your reality. If your fear is, I'm going to get hurt again, and I'm afraid of getting hurt and experiencing that pain again, well, therefore, you're not going to put yourself out there. You're going to hold back. And even if you try on an unconscious level, you'll actually sabotage yourself. You'll do something to prevent you from getting hurt again. So you actually may pick guys who are going to disappoint you right from the beginning. And you'll never allow yourself to open up and be truly vulnerable and go fully in. And it's amazing. I see this all the time. Women say, well, see, there you go, another jerk. I keep dating all these jerks. And it's like, yeah, you keep dating all those jerks because you don't allow yourself to date a guy where you could be truly vulnerable, be truly in, and possibly get your heart broken. It's better to be a little disappointed by a jerk than be emotionally devastated and have your heart broken by a good guy. So when you focus on that disempowering story, it does exactly that. It disempowers you and makes it harder for you to get to where you want to go. So how you overcome that is you create an empowering story, one that's going to make you feel better, one that is real. We're not talking about telling yourself some fantasy BS, but a story that you can tell yourself and that you can focus on that will help you overcome that obstacle and put yourself out there. So I've had my heart broken a couple times in my life. And there was a time in my life where I was like, you know what? Do I really want to do this again? Put all of my energy, all of my heart, all of my soul into a relationship and get nothing for it other than a broken heart. And what I realized that if I did that and I never truly put myself out there again, then I would be depriving myself of the thing that I wanted the most, which was an amazing relationship with someone special to share my life with. So I had to change my story that, you know what? No, I can't. Because if I do that, I'm never going to get to where I want to go. And even if I get my heart broken again, 2 more times, whatever it may be, is that I don't want to go to my grave knowing that I didn't give it my all. And more importantly, that I didn't experience what I wanted to experience in my life. So I was able to turn that disempowering story into an empowering story, one that worked for me and served me better. So if you're at that point in your journey where you're afraid of putting yourself out there because you're afraid of being hurt, I totally get it. But you have to understand is that focusing on that and holding back and putting up walls or not putting yourself out there is actually depriving you of the thing that you want the most. Now, I'm also a big believer in that learning from the past and using those experiences, those relationships where you had your heart broken to see where you need to make some subtle changes. I call this mirror time. Mirror time is when you step out of your life as an observer, look yourself straight in the mirror and go, okay, what happened here? What role did I play in this? It's exactly what I did in my relationship. And when I got real with myself, I realized that I contribute to that relationship. I picked the wrong person for the wrong reason. So if you're afraid of getting hurt again, I'm going to give you some tips, some strategies that will actually make it easier for you to not get hurt again because you'll be making better choices for better reasons. So the first one to protect yourself from getting hurt again is you want to get clear. What kind of guy, what kind of relationship do you really want? I call this creating a checklist for love. See, what most people do is, you know what, I want to meet a good guy. I want to get married. And what happens is you meet a guy and you think he's a good guy, especially if there's some great chemistry and connection in the beginning. And so you focus on that and you don't look at the whole picture. I always say it's kind of like if you wanted to go in business with someone, you'd want to know a little bit about that person, right? You'd want to know, is this person really a good business partner? Now, he may talk a good game, he may have all the credentials, but that doesn't mean he's going to be able to be a great business partner and it's going to help you create the successful business that you like. You would want to do your due diligence. But what would help you is being clear. What kind of partner do I need? What are his strengths? What are his talents? What is his dedication? What is his experience in the business world? Okay, you'd want to know all that. So the more clear you are in what you're looking for from a partner, the easier it will be for you to identify when the right guy comes along and when the wrong guy comes along. I'm a big believer in looking for the clues in life, really observing people and experiences in life and how they work. So I always say, if you look at how a company hires someone before they give them seven figures, right? That's a lot of money. They don't just take a person's resume and go, hey, you know what? You got the job. You know what? You look good. We've got great chemistry on the interview. You're hired. No, what they do is they put them through an interview process, right? They screen them. They do background checks. And after all that, even after the person passes all the tests, what do? They put that person on a probation period. It's like, you know what? This all looks great. It all sounds great. But you know what? We've got to make sure that this is really the right fit for you and it's the right fit for us. And so after that, then they put that person on a probation period, usually 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is for that company. And then at the end of that period, then they really see, okay, is this really going to work? Is it the experience, the relationship that's going to benefit both of us? And so you want to kind of use that mentality in your relationships. And just like that company is clear on what the qualities and the characteristics are that they're looking for from their potential employee, you want to do the same thing. What is it that you need from your potential partner? And you got to get clear. Now, after you do that, the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't jump into relationships. It's kind of playing off that interview and probation period. Is you want to make sure that you don't just date a guy once or twice, get caught up on chemistry and the attraction and all the things you have in common, and boom, jump into a relationship. It's the biggest mistake that we all make, and I did it. It was my pattern, is I would meet someone, go on 1 or 2 dates, next thing you know, boom, I was in a relationship. And then several months, several years down the road, realized that it was the wrong person and the wrong relationship. And very often I had my heart broken, but it didn't have to be like that. It's the reason why I got my heart broken is because I jumped into the wrong relationship with the wrong person for the wrong reasons. So if you just sit back and allow life to unfold, the right person will show you if he's going to be there for you and not break your heart. Now, that's the second tip. The third tip, and this is a big one, and it's kind of being in bed with the first tip, is you don't want to settle. You want to cut your losses quickly. You know, I see so many people falling in love with the guy's potential or falling in love with the guy's representative. You know, this guy who shows up and he's great and he's amazing in the beginning. And then ultimately he shows you his true colors. And you're in love with that guy that you thought he was back in the beginning. And you keep hoping and you keep praying and you keep doing your meditations thinking that things are going to change. It's going to go back to how it was in the beginning. And unfortunately, that wasn't the real him. But you can't tell yourself that, because if you do, you'll have to leave and you have to go back to being single again and starting over. And you don't want to do that. The thought of going back out there and starting over and getting your heart broken again is something you're not willing to do. But unfortunately, staying in a relationship with someone who doesn't give you everything that you truly desire, the love, the honor, the respect, the chemistry, the attraction, the sexual compatibility, all of that stuff will never lead to the relationship that you really desire in your heart. Now, I want you to understand that there are no guarantees in life. It'd be wonderful if there were. But, you know, as the old expression goes, the only guarantees are death and taxes. But there are things you can do which will increase your chances of creating the relationship that you desire and deserve. There are things you can do to increase your chances of not getting hurt again. And I promise you, if you follow these 3 tips, if you get clear on what it is you're looking for from a man in a relationship, and you don't jump into relationships quickly, you take time to screen men and to really see who they are as potential relationship partners, and you don't settle, that you walk away quickly when guys show you that they're not the relationship partner that you need, that they're not giving you the relationship you desire and deserve. Now, quickly doesn't necessarily mean within the first couple dates, couple weeks. It could be that, but it could also be within a few months, because what I found, my experience has shown me, people always reveal their true colors within about 3 months, 3 to 6 months. Within 3 to 6 months, you will see a person for who they really are. So if their stuff is there, it's going to come rushing to the surface, usually within about 3 to 6 months. So make sure that you date a guy for a while before you really give him your heart. Okay? So I really hope that this resonates with you. You know, when I created GPS for Love, it was with the understanding and the intention to help you create that great, amazing relationship that you desire and deserve, and to show you those relationships just don't happen magically. There are things you can do to put yourself in position to win the game of love. That's the purpose of this video, and that's the purpose of GPS for Love, and that's my intention for being here and helping you on your journey. Because I have one goal and one intention only, and that's to help you have the relationship that you desire and deserve in your heart. And I promise you, if you follow the tips and strategies and the mindset that we're putting forth in these videos, you will have that relationship. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but if you stay committed to it and you are the person you need to be, it will happen. I guarantee it. So, did you enjoy this video? Did you get a lot out of it? Did it help? Well, if so, I want you to hit the like button below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and please share it with your friends and loved ones. It's an honor and privilege to be with you here today, and I'll see you in the next video. Much love. It's a mystery.